Martin Shields Park. Is to honour, would you believe, Martin Shields. So come beside the park, over the footpath that crosses Currumbin Creek, the sun is not yet up. Under the Pacific motorway, through this stile, and enter another world. This is the Eleanora Wetlands habitat. Still dark. Well, it's not dark, but the sun is not up. The birds are just waking. Aboriginals have used this place for tens of thousands of years. They found several middens. Middens being mounds of shells, oyster shells, where the Aboriginals caught them from the creek there, ate them, and they always tossed them in the same spot. And those middens, or piles of shells, grew to 4, 5, 6 feet high, and the same across the base. I don't know whatever happened to those middens. I think the scientists delved down into them, seeing what else they could find. In the process, of course, they had to destroy the middens. Another stile up ahead. That's like a hole in the rock there. Come on, you know how to go through stiles by now. Oh, okay, just go through that. Well done, Hugo. We have a species of fig called a strangler fig. It takes decades to strangle its victim, and here it is in action. Can you see the two trees? The victim tree, the dark bark, is a casuarina, otherwise known as a she-oak. The strangler fig is strangling it, enveloping it and killing it. And what will happen is that when the she-oak dies, it will rot away, leaving a hollow in the trunk of the strangler fig, because the strangler fig is surrounding it, squeezing the life out of it. And probably another 10 or 15 or even 20 years, that will die, rot away, and leave that hollow in the center of the strangler fig. On this side there are Gold Coast City Council works Looks like methane gas. If that's methane gas, then obviously there are some serious works going on here. Now we leave those works behind and follow the path up here. We're still in the Eleanora Wetlands habitat beside Currumbin Creek. Now you see why it's called the wetlands. All that is under shallow water. The road we're walking along, or the path, appears to be a levee between the creek and, I don't know what you call it, the rest of the wetlands. And as nice as drinking from it, it's obviously fresh water. The creek is salt water. At least at this point it is, because it's close enough to the sea. It does become fresher as you go up. So all that is fresh water. It's black water too. Plenty of tannins in it from the decaying leaves and roots and what have you. Let's press on, dogs. Oh, now Hugo decides he wants to drink. Will you catch up, Hugo, okay? We're going to go on. Nice, we're going to go on. Here he comes. There he goes. So if these black waters here are fresh, and the creek over there is salt, and there is a levee in between separating them, obviously this is coming from a source that is not the creek. And man, humans, by building this levee, do not want the two waters to mingle. They're trying to keep this as wetlands, I suppose. They don't want the waters to drain off and make these dry lands. I'm suspecting that these are actually man-made wetlands that were probably not here originally. Maybe it was swampland from this creek before this levee wall was built. This main levee path, which borders the wetlands and the creek, has actually lots of little tracks leading off. I reckon this could take several days to properly walk and explore. Today we'll keep walking up the main levee bank, and then on subsequent days we can explore the offshoot tracks. That palm tree has been cut down and sawn up. The sun's coming up now. It looks quite nice there, doesn't it? on those trees there. This is all part of the sewage treatment works. Where the flame was, the methane, was obviously the raw sewage producing methane and being burnt off. This is where the water is coming out after being treated into these big ponds, and it's obviously pure enough now for bird life. I don't want anyone to get in. I risk injuring my hand just to film over the top of this part of the fence. Well, how you come down here, you go, it's mud. Oh, so you're going to go straight through it, are you? I'm trying to take a course to the side of it. Oh, look at you, Hugo. Look at your feet. What sort of a trunk is that? Goodness, there's some strange trees, aren't there? It looks like this bit of bark here has been sloughed off the tree from somewhere. I don't like what this path is doing. It's becoming boggy. No, Hugo, we're not going back yet. Come on. Come on. Let's keep exploring. Come on. Hugo, come. Good boy. He's getting sick and tired of this. We've been on this exploration for about an hour now. Come on, Hugo. Good boy. Good boy. Just another 15 or 20 minutes, okay? Then we'll turn back. I've just realized why they don't want the waters of the creek to mingle with the fresh water. That fresh water is from the sewage works. It's where they're releasing the fully treated water into the wetlands. Hopefully it is fully treated, considering the dogs were drinking it. It takes up acres and acres, these sewage works. I have been on this creek in the boat, but I headed seawards, not inland. At the moment we're walking inland. I might bring the boat and come the opposite direction and come inland. In other words, come along this section of the creek that we're walking beside now. I think someone has been sitting there fishing in the past. Not recently though, it looks pretty old, that chair. And I think we're coming to the end of this track. There's a gate ahead. Yeah, the gate has changed too. Okay, here you go, you can get your wish. We'll go back. Okay, let's go back. Oh, is he ever happy about that? Racing ahead. This grass is long and it's wet. So the poor little dogs are getting quite wet just going through the grass. Eh? Yeah. Okay, let's go through it. Go back to the van. He's so impatient. He's saying, come on, hurry up, let's go back. Thick scum covers this pond. I don't think there could be too much living in that water. We're still bordering these sewage works. Hugo has gone way ahead in the distance. He's so impatient. So here we go, Martin Shield Park. We crossed this creek. Now, I think I called it Currumbin Creek. It's actually Tullabudgera Creek. We came under the Pacific Highway and into this. It's called the Eleanora Water Quality Control Centre. The sign that was about there calls it the Eleanora Wetlands Habitat. So it goes off the page, joins 70, let's go to 70. And the creek sort of winds around it. Now here is Currumbin Creek. So I was getting my creeks mixed up. So I just want to go back now to 60. If I come down this creek in the boat, I'm going to go around and then come back up here. Wow, it's going to be a windy little journey this, isn't it? I'll do that, I think, at least in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think I'll make that journey. I have done it from here up here before in the boat, and then it joins the sea.